Hello, welcome to the Kemet Messiah Academy and to those joining me on whichever platform you are watching this. I am so extremely excited and extremely proud to share with you my son's story. Kutira. I'm going to be reading to you from an article published yesterday. So Kuti was in the Gleaner newspaper yesterday. This is a young man who is no stranger to being in the news. Kuti has been in the news since he was 12 years old. When he actually before that, because my kids used to be in the national reading competition, and they have always done well, placed first or placed second, and so they have been in the news for a while. So yesterday though was a really big day because we got to share with the world again the accomplishments of this brilliant young Jamaican scholar, Mr. Kutira. That's my boy. That's my son. So I'm going to read to you from the article and share my thoughts, give you some insight, as well as share some of his pics of his younger days. Kuti is 24 years old this year. It's a special year for both of us because Kuti was born on my birthday. Kuti was a birthday gift to me. I delivered Kuti by myself, and it's something I take great pride in, the fact that I delivered this baby on my own on my birthday, on my 24th birthday, and Kuti is 24 years old this year. He just graduated from Claflin University in South Carolina. He had received a full scholarship to Claflin University. Kuti managed to maintain a 4.0 GPA for every semester for all 4 years of college. And so he graduated as Valedictorian of Claflin University, right? Summa cum laude, the highest honor. And so you can well imagine how proud I am of this young man, and I am proud to be his mom because he has remained focused. My kids were homeschooled. My 4 biological children were homeschooled. That's how they started off, right? From birth, they were homeschooled. And I believe it's something I've always believed in, and it's something I will continue to encourage all those parents who can homeschool to do it because of the values and the traits that are instilled in youngsters when home is their first school. And right now our homeschool has blossomed into a private institution where I am the founder, the principal, the head teacher, the bottle washer, right, at this institution. The channel that you're watching this on, the Kemet Messiah Academy, that is the name of my school. And its foundation was in homeschooling, right? So I've been able to carry both types of institutions, the homeschooling and the private school, and I believe in them both. There are virtues in both of them, but if ever you are able to homeschool, that is the better option, in my opinion. So now I am going to share the screen, and I'm going to read to you the article. So let me try and find the article to make sure I'm sharing the right one. Da, 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 da. I have so many articles. Hold on. You see the thing when you're like me, you never have one tab up. Right? You never have one tab up. And so let me just make sure I can find the right one. All right, so while I'm looking for that, okay, I think this is it. I think this one is it, right? I found it in the millions of tabs that I have open. So this is it. So let me check if you're seeing what I am seeing. Are you seeing what I am seeing? Okay, all right. So you're seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, so let me go again. All right, so this article is entitled Kudos to Kuti, 24-year-old high achiever to commence PhD in biotechnology. So there is a pic of Kuti and myself, me all proud and everything. All right. So let me read for you. So this article was published yesterday in the Gleaner newspaper, Friday, May 12, 2023. Standout student Kutira Mahako. Well, this is an error. Mahako is my surname. My son's name is Kutira. Ra is his surname. Standout scholar Kutira has climbed another rung on the academic ladder following his recent graduation from Claflin University in South Carolina, where he was class valedictorian. He was first featured by the Gleaner in 2011 when the then 12-year-old passed the grade 6 achievement test and sat on 6 Caribbean secondary education certificates subjects, CSEC subjects, in one sitting. Kutira, who was homeschooled by his mother, Kama Mahako, benefited from academic acceleration and began his high school journey at Jamaica College in third form. So Kuti was 12 years old. He didn't go to first form. He didn't go to second form. He started Jamaica College in third form and went into the academic acceleration program. Right. So then principal of Jamaica College, Ruel Reed, Senator Ruel Reed, was the one who, extended that courtesy to us and allowed Kuti to start the accelerated program, skipping 2 grades. So he went to third form. Continuing the article, he racked up a total of 17 Caribbean secondary education certificate passes and went on to Hillel Academy for sixth form on a full scholarship. The student, who holds a Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology, admitted that the hardest part of being an international student was adjusting to the weather. So I'm quoting now from Kuti. Jamaica has no winter, whereas in South Carolina, over much of the school year, the ambient temperature can get quite cold. I acclimated to that before too long, he said. He told the Gleaner that he chose biotechnology because it is the field which best allows him to combine his passion for the natural sciences with his desire to leverage the power of science. This field holds the solution for many of the most intractable problems the world has yet to overcome. Problems like food insecurity, disease, and malnutrition, he explained. Uneventful except for COVID. Reflecting on his university tenure, he described it as uneventful on the academic front, as most of the disruptions came from the COVID-19 pandemic, which presented a few unique difficulties for international students. It became necessary for him to purchase expensive PCR tests. With the closure of Jamaica's ports, he was forced to stay in the US for longer than he had anticipated. Besides the effects of the pandemic, being an international student generally comes with stress and uncertainty. One recurring problem that most international students face is finding places to stay during periods when the school is closed and finding the funds needed for travel, the graduates said. Young Kuti maintained a 4.0 grade point average GPA every semester, which earned him 8 academic semester excellence awards, and he was also included on the president's honor list every semester. Let me read that paragraph again. Young Kutira maintained a 4.0 grade point average GPA every semester, which earned him 8 academic semester excellence awards, and he was also included on the president's honor list every semester. He received the Claflin University International Alumni Association Scholarship in 2021 and was also awarded Most Outstanding Student in Leadership and Service by the School of Natural Sciences and Mathematics at Claflin. Kutira's studies were mainly funded by the Alice Carson Tisdale Honors College Scholarship, and he received funding from the Claflin University International Alumni Association Scholarship for 1 year. The remainder of his expenses were covered by him and his parents. Proud of her son. So this is where I'm coming in now. So they're gonna allow mama a chance to speak. All right. So Kutira is Kama's second child and first son, who was born on her 24th birthday. So here's a proud mama now being quoted. I delivered him by myself in my bathroom, and so he was my birthday present, she recounted. Kuti graduated summa cum laude, and he has remained focused and conscientious throughout the years. The academic rigor and acuity required to achieve this is exceptional, and I'm truly proud of my son, she told the Gleaner. Kama shared that she and Kutira's father, Omarira, who is an artist, also very well known here in Jamaica. So she and Kutira's father, Omarira, provided emotional and financial support to their son during his university tenure. The mother referenced poet Haki Madhubuti, who said, "Be what you want your children to be," as she explained that parents can help their children realize their academic goals. Now, this is my favorite poet, Haki Madhubuti. He's very idealistic. And this line from one of his poems, "Be what you want your children to be." This is something that I firmly believe. Parents should strive to be everything that you tell your child to be. Not necessarily if you tell your child, okay, go and be an engineer, now that you need to go and be an engineer. Don't take it so literally. What it really means is you are to let your children see you striving, see you progressing, see you trying to further your own education, see you engaged in intellectual reasoning with other persons, see you engaged in quiet reflection, see that you are thinking, see that you are reading. A lot of parents complain that students don't read, and yet they don't realize that, hey, has my child ever seen me take up a book? Has my child even ever seen me take up a newspaper? Be what you want your children to be. So I'm being quoted here again. I am a firm believer in this policy. Parents should let their children see them reading, having deep and meaningful conversations, and engaging in activities that enhance and progress them. Children will emulate what they see, not so much what they are told, said the 48-year-old mother, who is the founder and principal of the Kemet Masai Academy. Kutira balanced academics with involvement on campus as a member of the Tour Guide Association and the American Chemical Society. He served as vice president of the Claflin Global Student Organization for the 2021 to 22 academic year. During his university tenure, he had the opportunity to present his research at the CERMAX conference in Puerto Rico and in Greenville, South Carolina. And this is something, a lot of persons, when they think of raising boys as opposed to raising girls, they are not so careful when it comes to the boys in terms of keeping them safe. They feel that the boys should be allowed to, just go out there. And for example, when you're thinking about transportation to school, now all of my kids, when they get to age 10, 11, and they take the entrance exam to go to high school, so that's the age where they leave homeschool, right? So remember, they are homeschooled up to 10, 11, 12 years old. They see me 24/7 from birth to that age. They are pretty much sheltered, they're protected. However, they get exposure, but with the exposure comes within the confines of that nurturing and caring. So you're always like you're shadowing them. They are still safe. And when they start high school, straight up to sixth form, whether it's the girls or the boys, I made it my priority to ensure that they had a school bus to take them from their gate to school and from school back to their gate. I saw that as something that was important for both my boys and my girls. Because when I remember when I was growing up and the struggles that I had to go through, I lived in Red Hills. It wasn't far from Kingston where I attended high school, but the bus system was so terrible. I had to walk down the hill sometimes for miles. I had to wake up 4:30 in the morning to walk up to the square to get a bus. When you do get a bus, you have to be squashed in the bus. It was just really hectic, and the commute that a lot of youngsters have to go on to get to school and to get back to school, it takes out 2 to 3 hours of their day, and those 2 to 3 hours are hectic. They're grueling for a lot of them on the public transportation system, not to mention what they are exposed to, the dangers, the influence. And so that was a priority for me to ensure that my kids had a reliable bus service, private bus service to take them to and from school. Here we have now Kuti, a young man having been so-called sheltered, but here he is traveling now to different countries. He's living on his own in the United States and able to manage himself. You know, he's taking airplanes, but he has been doing this since he was 18, right? Since he left Jamaica and went to South Carolina. He has been taking the bus cross state when he needed to, like in spring break, when he would stay at his aunt's house in Florida. He traveled on his own. And I also want to big up Auntie Peggy, that's Mrs. Dorothy Jones Mackenzie, because this is where Kuti would stay sometimes when he wasn't able to fly home, as he's quoted here in the article. During the COVID pandemic, all the rigors that you have to go through and the testing and the whatnot, it wasn't worth it sometimes, given a short break. And so his aunt would accommodate him, and we're very grateful to her for this, right? So don't feel like you don't listen to persons who are telling you that no, you must shelter your boys, you must let him go out. If you can, help your son to avoid some of the stress that the daily commute is going to bring to him, if you can help to provide a relief from that for him, trust me, his studies will benefit. He does not need to go through that kind of grueling experience to build him as a man. He doesn't need to go through it in order for him to be able to manage himself when he becomes an adult. My kids went through that. They had a bus pick them up at their door and drop them back to their door. And they are able now, my two older kids live abroad. They are at college and they manage themselves. They're able to go to and fro. All right, so let me continue reading. So where was I? Right. So he presented his research at the CERMAX conference in Puerto Rico and in Greenville, South Carolina. He explained that presentations are a very important part of a STEM major's academic resume. So Kuti is in STEM, he's doing biotechnology, and the cost of the trips were covered by the university. Mahako, that's me, told the Gleaner that, oh, this is where, so I pointed out that they made an error in Kuti's name. So they have him as Kutira Mahako. So they're actually quoting him here, though his name is Kutira. So he told the Gleaner that he was grateful to be selected as one of the 9 valedictorians. I didn't expect that my class would have 9 valedictorians, but I'm glad that the whole cohort was able to be recognized for their hard work. So at the ceremony, at the graduation ceremony, these valedictorians were described as the Divine Nine. That's what Claflin University refers to them as. They have made history as the largest group of valedictorians in the university's history, the Divine Nine, and my son is a part of that. Now, the 24-year-old will be pursuing a PhD in biosciences at Pennsylvania State University. So, Kuti will be on scholarship at Penn State starting this fall. Hopes to return to Jamaica. The PhD program for which he has been accepted covers tuition, and he will also receive a stipend. The stellar student hopes to return to Jamaica after working in the United States for a few years. I want to develop genetically modified organisms that will contribute to food security and food sovereignty in the developing world. In Jamaica, for instance, this could mean bringing economically improved livestock strains to market here, though I feel that there is a lot of work to be done before GMO animals are readily embraced by the Jamaican public, he detailed. To Jamaican students who will begin university in September, he said, determination and planning are among the most important factors in success. As long as you don't lose sight of your end goals and plan for those goals based upon realistic assessments of your unique situation, you will be able to make it through most challenges that you face. Making the journey through university in the United States can be daunting, but where there is a will, there is often a way. All right, so that's the end. That's the end of the article. Where there is a will, there is often a way, as my son says. Where there is a will, there is often a way. I am so super proud, so super proud of Kuti's accomplishment, and I'm really happy to share with you. So what I'm going to do now is to, let me see if I wanted to share with you some pics. So let me see if I can get that done. And then we're out of here. We're out of here. We're out of here. Let me see. So, okay. So these are the pics I want to share with you. So this, Kuti gave me this painting. It's very artistic. All my kids are artistic. Their dad is an artist. I would describe myself too as being artistic, and so they are very strong genes in terms of art. So Kuti painted this for me for my birthday. So when he arrived the other day from South Carolina, he handed this to me, and I wanted to share with you. Kuti has he has written a book about animals of the deep ocean, and he's also the illustrator of that book. Not yet published, and if you are someone who is into publishing and you would like to offer Kuti an opportunity to have his book published, we would appreciate it. You would see illustrations such as this one. So this is of a macaw. He loves macaws. He has been painting and making models of macaws for a very long time. But that particular book is about fish, right? The different fishes of the deep ocean. So that would be the illustrations. Right? So I cherish this birthday gift. All right, so the next pic, so that's Kuti and myself. A very serious young man. It's difficult to get him to smile, especially in pics. Right? Kuti has volunteered his services at my school sometimes, like when he's here on break. And trust me, the students, they respect him so much because he is just a stern educator. He's a no nonsense guy, right? Doesn't like pics. I mean, I had my work cut out for me in persuading him to even do have the article done, because he is not the guy for the limelight, although he will step up to the task, especially when we understand that we need to provide motivation and inspiration to those who are coming, right? So very serious, no nonsense guy. So that's a more zoomed in pic of us. So in this pic, so this was taken 2 days ago. He is 24. I am 48, exactly twice his age. So as I said, a very special year for us because he came into this world on my 24th birthday, and I ushered him in by myself. I take all accolades for that, right? It could have gone totally wrong, and I kept my head and I ushered this young man into the world on my 24th birthday. And here he is at 24, graduating summa cum laude. Excellent job. So this is Kuti in Puerto Rico making a presentation, scientific presentation at a conference. Here we are again. We tried so hard to get this young man to smile. We tried every angle. We tried switching up position, switching up background. He just remains stern. I mean, he's a guy, he not that he's not fun loving, right? But he just maintains that stern facial feature. So this was when he was graduating from Jamaica College. His first place in, I can't make it out too well, but he received lots of awards over the years. So this is Kuti and myself at his graduation from high school, Jamaica College. And these are his siblings. So these are my 4 kids: Shakama, Kuti, Ruwenzori, and Asar. Of course, this was in 2014. This pic was taken in 2014. So you can imagine they're grown now. I'm the shortest one now in the family. This guy here is the tallest. Believe it or not. Today, this guy here is the tallest one in the family. Believe it or not, right? Asar, right here, he was at Kuti's, just below Kuti's arm. He's now taller than everybody in this picture. That's how nature does it, you see. That's how nature has it done. This is Kuti again, holding up his awards from high school. This is Kuti and Shakama. So this is when Shakama was about 8 or 9. Kuti was 6. And they had entered the national reading competition. Shakama had placed first in her category and Kuti had placed second. Right. This is Shakama graduating from the University of Chicago. So she holds the record here in Jamaica for the most CSEC subjects attained in one sitting. She attained 16 passes in CSEC at one sitting. She did 16 subjects in 1 year, and she got 15 grade ones. Outstanding. And she received a full scholarship to the University of Chicago. So this is on her graduation. Right. Now, you would imagine that for me, education is of utmost importance. I am an educator. My children were educated from birth in their home. They have grown now beyond the confines of home. Two of them have been out in the world for several years, have both graduated from college and are Kuti is about to start his PhD. Shakama has already started her PhD. And so precedence is a very important thing. And again, this is why we're saying be what you want your children to be, because when you set the example and you lead by example, there isn't much you need to even say. They just see that and they emulate it. When their siblings are high achievers, they see it and they emulate it. It just comes naturally to them. Precedence is important. Be what you want your children to be. You raise the bar for them, and they will climb to that and they will exceed that. Trust and believe, right? So I really wanted to share that with you. Share the video so others can see and be motivated, be inspired to raise the bar even higher, right? Raise the bar even higher. So that's it from this proud mama this morning. Thank you for watching. And as usual, remember that on this channel, Kemet Masai Academy, we have we specialize in mathematics, and we have mathematics videos from grade 4 to grade 11 at this time. Our channel will be expanding to include other subjects and expanding to include other grade levels, right? So for the time being, this is where we are. Thank you for being supporters of this channel. And I'll see you next time.